Once again, almost forgot to record. Also, share out. Let's send out that message. So, we have our next trial going on. I'm still pretty sure it was a suicide, but there's other stuff that I'm curious about. But Akuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up, one after another. Then, the ultimate martial artist. A locked room murder mystery.
What?
What the? Oh, I just recently discovered the power of emoticons. You mean that was an actual Okay. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a body. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, if you have 100 friends. He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. No, it's impossible to do anything with emoticons without doing the Kirby. What the hell is that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. They act so casual after murdering someone.
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual. You did not think that sends through.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura? She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet someone killed her. I still think Sakura killed Sakura. That person is here? No, I don't think so. That person is one of us? No, I don't think so. And as always, save before I do anything. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. On my way toward the elevator. Each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rock inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. Find me to our steel prison in total silence. Watch the doors close. Felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower, as suddenly as always, the ride was over. Doors open once again. Just the six of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You said like it's not your fault world that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one of us classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. I'm getting way too comfortable with that voice. So the curtain opened for the fourth time. Deadly judgment, deadly deception, deadly betrayal. Deadly riddle, deadly defense, deadly fate. A deadly class trial. Yes, save. Alright, let's review. Evidence of strong blow to a head, no other injuries were noted. It seems at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. That would be the poison. The chair was jammed up against the rec room door, blocking access from outside. Blood was found around her mouth. There's no injury or indications to why she would vomit blood. There is a poison. Let's see, by the magazine shelf, Booknot candy wrapper, glass shards, Monokuma chess piece figure, Monokuma bottles, empty protein drink, the locker handprint, which confuses me, Allie's account, Yaki's account, Toko's account, Hero's pocket trash, which is obviously the candy wrapper, yellow powder, which basically confirms that was Sakura's footprints. There's the examination summary, Monokuma bottle, experiment, the dying message in the magazine. However, we know that Sakura's fingers are clean. Chem-lab shelf, which has poison on it, the source of the powder, and the footprints in the powder. Nothing else there is important. I'm going to save again just to be safe. Set our skills. Let's remove all the skills we have on at the moment, just to see what we have to work with. We have 16 points to work with, which that's a decent amount. Increase the influence college by 5, effective from the class trial. Increase the time limit for each phase. I want that. Stays aim a little. That'll help. I don't actually know if that's actually good or not. I have on, but I don't know whether or not it's good. Those guys recovers more quickly, yes. Yes. Well, at least voice I want. So I basically put one more thing on. We have a reload thing, this is probably a good idea. And once again, I'm going to save. Goes for going again.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Why Egyptian this time?
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
No, we don't.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Wasn't any of them. I hate to say it, but I agree with Byakuya.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
It seems Sakura's sure that one of those three is the killer. She must have some reason for believing that. Allie's account.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Yeah, I know. I just
It
missed.
was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Are you kidding me?
Low. That's about as low as you can get.
How have I managed to miss that twice?
It was one of you.
It's not even a hard one to hit. I'm just
One of you
I'm just
killed
missing it.
Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
Low. That's about as low as you can get.
I'd like an achievement for missing so many times, apparently.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, that is how you do it. Alright.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
How?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Yes,
It
I know
was
what
one
it
of you.
is.
One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Oh, come on.
Low. That's about as low as you can get.
Yes, I know what it is.
It
I
was
don't
one
know
of
how
you.
I'm failing
One of
it.
you killed.
And what reason do
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low.
Oh, come on.
That's about as low as you can get. It was one of you killed.
And what reason do
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's
How?
about as low as you can get.
How am I doing this
It was
bad?
One of you killed.
And what reason do
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low
Seriously?
as you can get. It was one of you. One of you killed.
And what reason do
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as
Are you
low
kidding
as
me?
you can get.
I hit it that time.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
No!
There we go. Finally. How was I missing so many
Another
times?
reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
Hidesuri Athena has good reason to suspect all three of them. Does that mean one of them did it? I don't think so. what this is for.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Alright, where is it?
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
No, it's wrong.
I noticed the connection right away.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
Yep.
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura. It's the only explanation.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
Yeah, nice try.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
Nope. I do want to check on this, though. Nope, can't save there. Okay. Bullets. Where is it? Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. Clark would only have gotten the candy after he was in the nurse's office. When Sakura got the
I
candy.
got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it. I mean, what I meant was,
You're gonna throw me straight into that annoying thing, aren't you?
oh, that's right. I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
Yeah.
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
Yep, we're going straight to that.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
Nice try.
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message.
Also, you should have no
Just
reason
like
to know
what you guys
that.
were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it.
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the
Yeah, I was
crime.
about to bring that up.
So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
And again, let's see. Hold on. When Kyoko found the message with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
No, it really doesn't. There was something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, Kuri contradicts what Hiro told us. Alright, this is probably going to be one of the,
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
might be that.
What's your
Alright.
problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, it's wrong.
I just got lucky I missed the
When
first time.
Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
I'm saving again.
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
Vienna sausage?
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
We can be sure that she didn't, actually. Let's see if I can bring that up. No blood was found on either of her hands, so she can write a message.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt? No, absolutely no doubt. There's no way Sakura wrote the message. Okay,
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30%
Oh, come on.
right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
There we go. I was gonna say, he can't be that hard to
I'm
break.
completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
There we go. And now that we got past that, and hopefully that's the only time we have to deal with that.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
That's pretty obvious.
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You did? That doesn't seem right. You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to as well. Okay. Look, a piece of candy might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me.
Wow, you completely misread that.
She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening.
Yeah, that wouldn't do anything to her.
Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
Yeah, see, you're not actually the one who killed her, though. Sakura killed Sakura. This is very, very clear.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura.
Yeah, that's already happened.
We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
You're the vomiting. Why the magazine was hidden?
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf.
Which is probably Sakura's own doing.
Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf.
And I'm going to save again, just in case.
In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Alright, I have to pick the wrong choice because
It
Rick
had to
was
be
not there.
Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hero just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time.
Alright, we got a lot of saving in during this because I cannot trust myself.
If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
I've never seen the case just yet. Hero isn't the real killer. I have to prove that. This examination summary, status of Sakura's body, yellow powder.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hero really is the killer.
Truth bullets, I buried the Monokuma vial. Strong blow. No other injuries. Nope, that doesn't help.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
Wounds. Okay, got it.
You hit her from behind.
And you only hit her.
Just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And
Alright, let's try that again.
Hero really is the killer.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed a Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No?
Shoot! I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her.
Just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And
See? Hero really is the killer.
Let's see.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
Yeah, I didn't think that was right.
Shoot! I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind.
And you only hit her once.
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And she went...
See? Hero really is the
Okay,
killer.
let's try that again. I think I know what
I
it
didn't
wants
want
me
to,
to
but
do.
I grabbed a Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind.
You hit her from... And you only hit...
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hero really is the killer.
That doesn't seem right.
want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
No?
Shoot!
Huh. Guess I want to give it
I
another
refuse
shot.
to give up yet.
Oh, Kyoko's summary. Okay, got it.
I didn't want to.
Two blows. Got it.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No, that's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Two?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
What he said.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
You're not the only one who hit her.
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used.
Let me guess. Even though I know what the solution is, it's not making a game it.
Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Connection must be the object the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Yeah, there are 6 unique chess pieces. I need another S. There we go. E. And last E.
Now I understand.
Makoto is so dense.
That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was
The knight.
the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
There's 6 unique pieces. We're missing the queen.
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Technically, they're more or less the same game. Shogi's a bit more complicated, but that has more to do with language barriers than anything.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
Oh yes, there is.
That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
Yep, because the glass pieces are heavier than one bottle.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
That is, keep going, I figured it out before. The experiment, there we go.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles.
And broken pieces were heavier, which doesn't make any sense. Unless they were 2 separate
And what we
bottles.
found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside.
And I want to save again. So I have a feeling we're going to have another dealing with things.
But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
You no doubt the second missing molecule bottles involved in this case must have been used by Sakura's first attacker, Sakura's second attacker. It has to be second.
The bottle that was
It's the only way
removed
she
from
could
the
see
scene
the
was used the second
magazine.
time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
Yeah, we're definitely going to end up with that stupid thing again. I hate that part.
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
So you were in the locker.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
You're an idiot.
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. No I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
Did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
Like I said, he's a moron.
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
I'm not sure he ever had it.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
We have evidence he did.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous.
Still expecting another one of those bullet things.
Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I'm sure that's just Toku was hiding in the rec room. And haven't, she left it there for anyone to find. What's new this time? So far you're probably pressing the Y button during your final strike without a second thought. Now I'm going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. You have to choose a proper truth bullet. That's easy. Why do you do this? This is the halfway point, okay.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
I suck at that so much. Yes.
I refuse to give up yet.
Don't need to.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you.
I refuse to give up yet.
curse you! No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no!
What am I missing? Right bumper. Okay.
I hate you.
I refuse to give up yet.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie!
Okay.
That's enough!
Walker handprint.
This should prove it.
Why did I have an easy time that time? Literally,
Did you
I did
know
nothing
someone
different.
left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Should, it's yours.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up.
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Of course, because it's Byakuya. She just does it.
She just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
Nope.
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after you left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling.
Or a groan, because she was waking up.
And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me.
Nope.
When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Jail. Okay. Figures. Her, you mean... Yep, there it is.
Guess it's back!
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights!
Please stop.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wonder. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle.
Okay, that would make sense.
Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Why does that not surprise me?
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's... you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
That's good. Keep talking like that. He is gone
Well
up.
then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Thought for sure you got some words for Hero on that one. Honestly, so did I. Also, we should not be starting the vote because neither of them killed her. Sakura killed Sakura.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
Yeah, the vomit.
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
I assume he's talking about the vomit. Because otherwise I got no idea.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? Who killed Sakura is... Won't be the yellow powder if it's any of these.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
That doesn't make sense. Things are focused would kill Sakura in the problem is when Sakura died, it was...
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
I'm gonna check my truth bullets here.
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
First off, let's try this.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. I made the right choice there. Asuka's not sure.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
Yes, the blood in front of the magazine shelf. Has to be it. So Crusoe's attacked from the magazine shelf. Easy.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
And she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors.
It's probably true.
There's no way I can move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained.
That's the easiest part to explain.
Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Not possible.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
First, there's no way Toko was hiding the lockers because... Solve for myself.
Got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in it.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
Nowhere.
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
I can pretty easily.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
We're looking at something so important. So, possible explanation. Maybe it's... Well, first off, I'm saving. We have to work with yellow powder, my file, always found.
What was it that
Yeah,
killed
it's
Ogre?
found.
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Oh, come on, that's right.
Shoot!
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
One person might find a clue would have to be written in there. Because it's in the Monokuma file. Got it, okay.
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her.
No, that's wrong.
Because Monokuma file doesn't say that she died from that injury.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she popped the inside of her mouth.
Unlikely.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Yep.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
I know it's coming here, but I don't think we have any more Rift games, so that's good.
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Yep.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
On shelf A.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Bottle of poison Miyake just showed us, and I'm sure I know where he got it. On the same shelf is also in section A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Don't believe my eyes. Yakia put the bottle of poison to his lips and
Master!
we're so shocked at what we're seeing, all we can do is stand there and watch. As if it were the most natural thing in the world, Yakia was as calm as ever.
That tastes awful.
Okay, so it's protein powder in that bottle.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Of course, that's the part she's thinking of.
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Oh, sure. Do whatever you like.
So the yellow powder... Okay, the yellow powder was protein. Yoko took the bottle from Yakia and scraped out and treated the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Huh?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Well, the poison was actually filled with protein powder. And that conversely, the poison must have been in liquid feed. Yeah, but that doesn't work either. Because it was on top of those shards. Really need a hangman's candle for this. actually follow the rules of the I before E thing.
Now
Like,
I
you learn it in
understand.
elementary school, but very few things actually follow that rule.
The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
The scene. A protein
I
drink.
got it! You're
Even though
saying they
that's
gave
not
her
true.
a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
Nope.
No? I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
It's footprints.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
Yeah, that won't work because I know who it is. And guess what? It was Sakura.
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
I don't think so.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Go doing Hina.
Got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Hyaku... That explains why you...
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Mia.
Plus, Nina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
I still think it was her. I still think Sakura killed Sakura.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... The two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her.
Yeah, there's actually an issue here. And, let's see if it actually is The shorts were underneath the container, so it's literally impossible for it to be that.
She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you?
Oh no, she tried to.
You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Yep.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
Yes.
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
Because she knows that Sakura did to herself.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail?
Alright. Because I have no idea which one's going to what this time.
Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody
is
else
one
could have
other
possibly
person.
done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's true. There should be footprints in front of Section C and B.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Uncover the truth of this case.
First, I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section...
No, it's wrong.
That was an easy one.
You said you went to get the poison from section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from section C to section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
She just said she wasn't thinking. That doesn't
No,
work.
that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to section A. So you never went to section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved section A.
Well... You see...
What the?
Yes, Sakura switched the powders.
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
Yeah, I know what she's talking
Before I
about.
explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Okay, about the powder on the hook. Got it.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Oh, a piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then, Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Okay, I get it, but it's confusing. And there's parts of it I don't get. The glass is the window.
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Short like little glass cube found in the bottle of poison. Remember now, I broke something that seems to be a clue. It's the rec room window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question.
Yeah.
How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Or was the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? Should have been on the shelf. Obviously it wasn't.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
She poisoned herself.
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you
Yeah, I
talking
know what she's
about?
going
Is this
with.
some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
It says there's evidence. Really? Okay. So it means one of these will be empty protein.
When it
train.
comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Locked room was unlocked. In other words, like the window. If it comes to that.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be.
It was in there before.
No, that's wrong.
I was trying to make it harder on myself again.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can.
They were under
We
it.
also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
if that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
Nope. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
You said there were only 2 people that wear sneakers. There's 3. Sakura wore sneakers.
What do you think, Makoto?
We got the place from Chem Lab brought to the rec room. It was Sakura.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
Yes!
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Really, we're going to do this again? It's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. You've already shown me the evidence I need. I had to hit Hina with it. I had to make her accept it. Yep.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
It's actually already on the right one.
This should prove it.
Apparently getting better at the rhythm thing.
Did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
Granted, twice he gave me the mean one, but still.
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contains.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
When they killed Sakura, I'm gonna save here just in case the game does something really stupid. But I'm pretty sure...
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
Hina tried to cover it up because she was so emotional about it.
What?
killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it.
Like I said in the previous time I streamed this, she wanted witnesses. That's why she invited the three of them.
But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Of course, Sakura wanted to create
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room.
That was Hina.
And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the bottle.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept.
That's where you put the
There,
poison.
you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room, while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence. And yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Yeah. And if you had voted for anyone, you would all be dead.
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Alright, Alright, so that would be the hiding the magazine part. I think. Sakura wanted to talk to Hiro, Toko, and one other person. Yakuya, okay. I'm going to read this as yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Just need to be sure on that. Please be the one that's the hiding image. writing the name. Okay, the upside down part's here. So that's her opening the locker, I assume. Queen comes out. That's this. Okay, so that's this one. Alright, so that's the Trophy King. That should be everything.
The killer is you! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
I'm gonna say how much I love that image of Byakuya, by the way.
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
How's that? Okay, then I got those two swaps, the only explanation. Oh right, noticed she saw Hero writing. Got it. Okay.
The killer is you!
So I just got the two locker ones mixed up.
But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
Huh? Okay, what are you doing for here? Oh, it was in. Okay, got it.
The killer is you! Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime.
They're very good with these by giving you ones that are just similar enough you're going to mix them up.
He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the clean chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide.
She saw it through the window.
And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort...
So my only real mistake here was thinking the footprints were Sakura's.
It's you, Hina.
Even the mystery still had the... You know what? I'm not even gonna bother saying it.
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened?
Yeah.
But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Follows still an A.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I'm honestly really curious how we're only halfway through the game with what's left.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. One who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire existence!
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. Still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
You, why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because... that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why...
You should have been the one to die.
I'll never be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean... you're gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. So everyone, even me, we all killed her. We'll have to pay for our crimes.
What?
For serious, that's...
What is this?
So understand? Now let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. So right after Genocide Jack had attacked me, Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. There's something I'm going to do here. You'll see it in a bit. Her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer through this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
Try to protect me, but because of me.
I can't forgive this!
My closest friend got hurt. Sakura. Because of me. Friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. That's why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. She has to meet with them. You has to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. They all gang up on you at once, even you.
Hina,
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
they're friends.
Sakura? just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
Yet... Trembled all over her feelings, and he did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you. You wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
You have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what a suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
I ask you to. Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That's when she locked the room. That's the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. That's when I realized. I saw someone had taken some poisons to shelf. Sakura. So I packed the rec room as fast as I could. By the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses, just like any other person. She got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness, that's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. That just added to the weight she had to carry. I didn't even realize it. Hina. You killed her, all of us. You pushed her into a corner and you murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. That's why you tried to lead us astray? Your best makes arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I'm gonna fear her regrets. Even that got found out, and I wasn't able to do anything for her. I'd never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words,
Well, what I'm trying to say is...
yes indeed.
Do you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this? Oh, you've got me. He swapped the... Ah!
What the heck?
What Sakura actually wrote. What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? Then... You lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just lied things up a bit.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
I can't help if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It even has Sakura's signature on it. Filthy little...
Damn it.
Not filthy, I didn't do anything.
Boom, boom.
They falsified evidence? Yes. They affect the outcome of the class trial? Almost. Case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around.
Phew.
If even the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys.
Shing.
So So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process, okay? And scene cut.
And?
So then when did she write her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
Glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall use my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey, hey!
But, you know, have you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Come up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place.
But hold on.
Isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so violent, you know. You never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
You go on with it, please.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez. Talk about buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. So the green text has been Monokuma the entire time. Okay. That's terrifying. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is going to be my new narrator voice from now on. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in the strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
Oh. Wow. The thing about dojos is the way you can make one over is by beating the head of the dojo. You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family's watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. Because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They're probably worried that until the first murder happened, nothing would move forward. But neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. Mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. More than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
The betrayal brought this suspicion, disharmony. Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate to someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get the situation under control. To fulfill that obligation, I decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. That's why it was those three people need to see the body. I'll do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
The mastermind demands I kill someone, then someone will be me. And my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Alright, I'm going... Okay, so... This is a very heavy episode. So I'm going to paste something to chat. Is the suicide hotline. I know of people who have had trouble with that stuff in the past. I'm going to put the hotline into the chat here. This means it'll also show up on the video itself. I post it onto YouTube. And I'll probably post it into the description box as well. People who have those thoughts should call this number. Then Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting to protect us.
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong, too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. Sacrificed so much, no normal person would do that.
However,
It's only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you were trying to stop me. I'm really truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. You can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive. I want you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. But we're close and still.
What are you gonna do?
At the end, her meddling was like totally pointless.
Oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Because you switched the note, you jerk! Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling, the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Yeah, no, everyone's gonna blame you, you idiot. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. Plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember, we're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. It's all because of her misplaced hatred.
Well?
I don't blame her, I can't blame her. Nobody can blame Hina either. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go.
How strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? This gun game is competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew!
Ah, lovely Byakuya, you understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There'll be no doubt those are the rules of the game. That's why I am bowing out of the game. No game with just no players.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear that the others had cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. This is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here? Now I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear now.
And that's to heap the harshest possible punishment on one who thinks they can control me. But Byakuya, does this mean? Don't misunderstand. I'm not moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism if that's what you're thinking. He has, but like I said before, he's Kaiba. Wherever Master goes, I go. If the Mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. But everyone.
Hey,
Well, Naoki says Sakura's death had no meaning. How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstab and get back on track.
You want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment we've all been waiting for, punishment time.
What?
But Sakura's technically the killer, right? And she's dead. So you're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong!
Oh heavens no, just because Blackness dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever else do my mind. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times one rule. Back to the bear puns.
Listen up!
If I spend so much time preparing my special punishment, I'd be ashamed to let it go to waste.
Yahoo!
So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest. Special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
What? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Alter Ego? You suck, man. You turned into a mangled hunk of junk. Phew, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. They're all about the grilled goodness. Fried, grilled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at.
So...
I realize how dangerous it could be. Still, I have to do this.
But...
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't understand why, but...
But still...
Think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. I think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. Yeah, we did know this was a risk.
I'm gonna do my best.
Alter Ego's words race through my heart and soul, and we just believe we can wait way to roll anger. Anger turned to fury, black and muddy and flowing over. Bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend. How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Finish the basketball? Shut the hell up. It was just a laptop. He was my friend. You killed him. Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. I was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally nosed him.
Actually...
Finally? No. I knew about it from the beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all going to play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew, and you're still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop was, I guess you call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe more like a reward in our being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care to get access to that. Sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
Rodrigo wanted to fight for us. Wanted to help at the risk of his own life. For that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel a billion times better.
Very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, each and every one of our friends, it'll make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad, like just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that,
Uh-huh.
I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left to Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do you have your attention? Okay then, here we go.
Hello.
Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. Something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it'll act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of the school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time we've been here, so I've learned one thing. Which is, the mastermind has done something to us. The thing wasn't done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word would have been deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Yeah, okay. Wiped our minds, I got that. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? But you can't just stop the most important bit. Makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? Makes you so mad you don't even freaking know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid, is to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, at least Sakura's note. We'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it. But
Too bad.
sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
What's it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. That's seriously it. Huh, wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She'll lay down and die, she'll fight you. That part confuses me. Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know. Maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach the school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the threats of the outside world? Think about that. Think long. Think hard. Those are his parting words to us before disappearing. What's that all about? Sakura's final message? The last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school? Mastermind did something to us? She also said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You.
What do you do? What do you do to my body?
Who?
memories? What are they saying the Mastermind did? What did the Mastermind do to us? I mean, the Mastermind planted a bomb on us or something? Apparently the school's sensor goes off? The bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. Can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo,
So class trial is over and Monica was gone.
but
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up? Oh, yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But I must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. What kind of mystery someone like you would pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
Would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? Why don't you make that the last one? I'll reach a point where I need someone to apologize to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try. That totally wasn't normal, right? She just could capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
Is everything you say dirty? I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
Sorry, I call you sleazeball because you are a sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse, give and take. Me! Guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. It's just how it is for now. Honestly, no, that was actually pretty close to being the All Friends Act. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. The story wasn't even close to over. Time to keep marching on. We went back to our rooms, and before long, night stuck up on us.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I don't remember the last time I'd fallen into such deep sleep. The night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. What? Wake up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness, my eyelids rolling red.
Kyoko?
I think I'm starting to get it.
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
Here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door
Whew.
was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey,
Always. You don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? Well, we're gonna find out next time. Because I actually need to get to bed. Okay, I guess that. Alright. So, thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have any kind of suicidal thought troubles, call that number. I'll see you guys next time, and have a great time. Bye, guys.